All right, Coach Winter's press conference. Wayne State a 26-24 winner over Northern Michigan on Senior Day. Coach, as always, your opening statement.
How ugly can we make one game? We made that one extremely ugly. We're up 14-0. We're driving the ball, and I think Romello falls down a couple of times. I thought we had the plays blocked, and he just, you're so excited and you want to make the play, and he probably has a touchdown run, and it doesn't go. But we get the field goal, so we're okay. We get the next drive. We go back down there. We do it again, and something happens. I don't remember exactly what it was, missed block, whatever. And instead of it being 28-0, it's 20-0. And I was concerned about that, but I wasn't that concerned. I was like, hey, okay, you know what? I got to get points every time, so I'm not going to go for it on fourth down here because even though the field position is good, I just want to score. I just want to keep scoring because the more I score, the more pressure on them. And it almost backfired. So we're very fortunate. Myron Riley made a great play. The defense stood up when they had to on that play, and I'm proud of our guys. There's a lot of things I can go into, but I'll let you guys ask the question.
I'll ask the first question I'll ask is actually about Northern Michigan because, like you said, you guys were ahead 14-0, driving to make it 21-0. They hold you 2 field goals, but you have to give them credit. They're coming in 1-8. They didn't give up. They kept playing hard, even though you guys really took it to them early on.
You know, I watched Northern Michigan all season, and that's how they play. I mean, they played everyone tough. They lost 28-3 to Grand Valley last week, and obviously Grand Valley has the ability to score a lot of points, and they held them. So, kudos to them. Coach Nystrom's a hell of a coach, and I know that, and he does a great job with his kids, and they're going to be a power soon. But they stepped up. They could have easily given up this late in the season, so congratulations, they were good.
So, how special is it to get the win for the senior class last week?
Oh, it's just special to get a win. I mean, this has been the season from heck. We just let me explain something to you. We started a former walk-on offensive guard who was a defensive tackle at this time last year, and he really did a good job for us. But that's not a position that he's necessarily prepared for, and he basically alternated with a true freshman who also was in high school last year at this time. So, Greg Weber got hurt last week and had to miss this week, and that was a big blow to us. You talk about injuries, and we just keep going. Basically, Corey Esther didn't play. Derice Roberson really, he played a couple plays, but he didn't play. So you take away Derice, Corey, Manny got hurt last week. We had to introduce quarterbacks to the receivers this week. Say, hey, you know what? Have you guys met? So they did a good job. And, Rajon Williams-Jackson made a lot of great plays. Tyler Blazing made a big catch for us. Proud of all those guys.
Talk, if you would, maybe specifically about Williams-Jackson. That was going to be the question I was going to ask you. 153 yards today, and he showed big play, right? A lot of speed after the catch too, and that's got to make you pretty happy for the next couple of years.
Well, you know what, Rajon Williams-Jackson. Number one, he's got more character than you can normally find in a young man. He's a hard worker. He does things right. Love him to death. Great family. Just a super person. And he's never once complained, hey, I'm not getting any playing time, I'm really good. He's just worked at his craft, and he's gotten better and better and better. And today, every opportunity he had, he took it. Obviously, we're very proud of that, and we're very excited for him.
Talk about the game being ugly, but offensively, you guys were very balanced all game. Only 15 yards difference between running and passing, and Romello and Demetrius both over 100 yards.
You got to finish drives, though. We scored 26 points. That's not very good. And I don't care about who you're playing against. We haven't scored really more than 26 points often this year, maybe 4 times total. That's not very good. We've got to, obviously, you lose a lot of big skilled players, but we've got to be better than that.
What is it about that? Because it seems like it's been a pattern this year where you guys are moving the ball, and then you get down in the red zone and you're either not scoring or today settling for field goals. I mean, it's just getting over the hump. Is it one of those things?
Well, what happens with our offense, again, when you're missing all your big play guys, and especially, probably more than anyone, Deontay Nicholas, he makes those plays in the touchdowns. So what happens is you're getting 4 or 5 yards of crack, and our running backs are good, but they're not necessarily game breakers. So they're getting 4 or 5 yards of crack, and if you get behind the chains, let's say you have a 2-yard loss, now you're unable to run it. You got to throw it, and again, we've got guys out there that everything's new, so it's hard to say. I mean, we're a different football team early in the year when we're going up and down the field against everybody we're playing. We'd love to get back to that. I don't need to move the time machine to go forward. We'll just, when everybody's all healed up, we'll be pretty good.
Funny question for you. How high was your blood pressure on that last drive for Northern before the interception?
It was pretty high. It was pretty high. I was on one knee, and I was just praying for some help. But our Medal of Honor honoree was on the sidelines helping me during the game, so he told me a couple plays to run, and with his advice, we were able to get through it.
Whatever it takes, I guess. Huh? And the last question I have for you, a win today and then a game next week at Davenport to close the season. Now, how big would it be for you guys leading into next year to finish the season with 2 wins?
It's important. We should be talking about playing this to have a winning season, and that's frustrating. But I think all of our guys, again, have stuck together. It's hard to find a team that has a winning record that has an attitude like our guys. Our guys are good. They're positive. They love each other. They care for each other. They work for each other. Winning next week would be incredible because it basically says everything you guys did was for a reason. Everything you've done to stand together, to hang together, to be all in is what we talk about. It means something. So it means it's important.
You mentioned a Medal of Honor recipient. Having a guest like that on the sideline, and this whole season's been a celebration of that, and having him here, and he seemed like he felt like he was part of the program. Can you kind of talk about what his week has been like and what he's been like this weekend?
He came in yesterday and spoke to us at our dinner, and he probably went for about a half an hour, a little bit longer, and it was captivating. We were sitting there, and he was telling us the story about how he saved some lives and how he got shrapnel in his back, and it was like we were watching a movie, but it's something that really happened to someone. And I think our guys were just awestruck. We were just sitting there amazed, and what a great personality. He's got jokes. I mean, he's got jokes that are hilarious, but what a personality, what a super kind, nice person he was. I think for a young man in college to have that kind of situation, or not situation, but activity, to learn, to listen, to be in that presence, I think you can't pay enough for that. That's something that you're just blessed to have, and I just sat there and I've been around for a while, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. And I was thinking about these kids. I'm like, how can you, this is incredible. So it was good.